This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News, and we're talking about the city comp plan in Venice and the revisions with Dan Lobeck. Dan Lobeck, I know him well. I've shared a few of his articles. Never personally met him. I know him well through communication on email, but he's always on. Generally, on you'll find him on the opposite side of the desk when it comes to battling it out for growth against Jeff Boone, who's generally representing the developers out there. He is tomorrow, Wednesday night. He's going to cover the city's comprehensive plan. I did share one of his articles where he brought up a ton of issues to light on this page once, and he's going to cover a lot of those issues. I'm going to try to be there tomorrow night. Starts at 6:30 at the Sawgrass Community Clubhouse. Basically, there's going to be homeowner associations there from where I live, Pine Brook, Brittle Oaks, Waterford, Sawgrass, and they're going to participate in this town hall meeting. I thought it'd be interesting to stream it live. I input a link to the draft plan, which if you hear Jeff Schrum in the city of Venice put it out, they say it's decreasing growth, but Dan says, no, that's not quite it. And he's going to be the featured speaker there. And he's going to address several concerns out there about the plan and the characterization that this plan is tougher on growth than the existing one. He says that's not accurate. Basically, he says the city says we're going to reduce the number of houses. He says when they say they're going to reduce the development potential, it's basically a crazy idea, a crazy notion, because they're taking the existing development and saying, well, we're going to demolish that and build to the highest density, which is going to get rid of these houses. So it's basically assuming that they're going to come into a neighborhood like Pine Brook here and destroy those houses, make it a higher density, which would decrease the number of houses. And that's not going to happen. Also, it strips the variety of land use restrictions out of the comp plan in hopes that the restrictions will appear when city planners next revise the land development regulations, which doesn't always go accordingly. Also, and I should say that they're doing this through the new development. They want requirements that the new developments be compatible with existing neighborhoods that are being weakened. So he's going to talk about a lot of these key changes, the alterations from the existing comp plan that are required, that steps are taken to ensure preservation of native habitat being replaced with provisions that encourage development, be compatible with those lands, a variety of other issues that are out there. Now, this is going to go before the city. I know Deborah Anderson, I was watching the last city council meeting. There's another one today, I believe. And she was advocating, look, she basically, it was funny too. One city council meeting ago, Deb Anderson said, can I see an outline where basically you put marks through all the changes so I know what's been changed? And she got a lot of resistance from Hollick and Daniels and I believe it was Gates, I can't remember. And then they finally said fine, and they got her that, and she's like, wait, there's been all kinds of changes since the last public meeting, so we have to bring this back to the public. And then she got a lot of resistance again because people want to push this specific comp plan through. And but she said, look, you're going to have some issues on your hands, and they finally saw that she was right. So they're going to have the city scheduling to discuss this comp plan in a hearing, and it's going to be Monday at 6 p.m. at the city hall. Or no, it's going to be 1:30 to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, at City Hall Monday to discuss the comp plan. Generally speaking, though, there's hardly anyone there. The last one I went to, though, was a full house, but it was in a small room. There was maybe 30 of us in there. And once they approve this, it goes up to the state for review, and then it comes back in about late summer, early fall, and they're going to vote on adopting this plan. So this meeting tomorrow night is important because you're going to get Dan Lobeck, who's one of the leading forces out there in terms of controlled growth and fighting the developers. And he's going to tell you essentially what his thoughts are on the comp plan. And then you could take that new information you have and go to this last city meeting next week and say, hey, these are my concerns. Will they listen? I doubt it, but it's worth a try. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.